Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to GameStar TV and our continuing coverage of the Injustice 2 circuit. We're into round 3, or the third circuit event. It's the top 8 playoff that we're bringing to you. Second match of the evening is going to be Ghost Police going up against a Thotslayer, and to take you through the match once again, we have Myri and Spooter Jason. Over to you, Myri.
Thanks, Chris. Oh, this is going to be a good one. Looks like we're going to have Thotslayer playing Gorilla Grodd, not a character that we've seen played in Circuit before, I think. And Ghost Police was a Firestorm player previous to this, but was locked in Robin. This is going to be an interesting one. We have not seen these characters before, I think.
I've personally played Thotslayer's Gorilla Grodd, and very tricky setup. We're about to witness them.
Here we go, into the first game.
Robin, of course, with that fantastic range on his normals with the sword. And Grodd with the Thotslayer with the trait right away. So it's a Gorilla pounce in. There's the low barge. And Ghost Police using that sword. Throwing some batarangs, doing a bit of zoning where Grodd does admittedly struggle. Down 2. And a big whip on the forward 3. And Ghost Police doesn't manage to capitalise. A few batarangs, keep Grodd at a distance, so it's definitely where you want him. But Thotslayer using the environment to his advantage.
Yeah, it's definitely a slow match so far, trying to feel each other out. Tries to go for the crossover off the... Ooh, just wakes up, never mind. Doesn't even care. Nice jump in over the Birdarang there, gets a combo for his shovels. The Stampede cancel, so tricky, but gets it. Nice block on the wake up sword dance there. And the throw. And the sweep. The one thing about Gorilla Grodd that you can't ever forget about is how good his sweep is. It has such good range.
The first health bar from Ghost Police is gone now. Thotslayer definitely feeling himself. He's got a life bar and a half to work with. He's it up right now. Grodd gains access to a lot of telekinetic powers. That charge is not one of them, but it doesn't matter because he's going to get a nice bit of damage there. Ghost Police trying to use that range of the sword to kind of play some footsies. The Batarang catches Grodd in midair, which I believe it will. I don't think it'll be the first time that happens. Thotslayer definitely no slacker in the pounce department. There's a crosser.
The interrupt with the down 2 there. When he was going for the reset with the forward 3, it looked like just another charge. The charge is so good. I believe it has multiple hits of armor as well, and the sweep for the meaty.
Those players waiting to get him right now. And big cross is a toss from Thotslayer. Down 2, converts into a full combo. No, thought it was going to take the full life bar, but no.
Definitely doesn't. That restand the Assassin Strike, not very plus on hit at all, but the clash coming out from Ghost Police.
Scary situation for Ghost Police right now. Gains a good chunk of life back.
And the smart use of the trait there to get that last little sliver of health off of Thotslayer's first life bar, but full screen low ground pound from Gorilla Grodd. It's giving me shades of Baracho right here.
Some more batarangs. Ghost Police keeping Grodd at a distance.
Oh, the whiff back one, not punished.
Down 1. And that does make it safe when you meet a burn the sword down. Unfortunately, dropped the cost.
Does make it 0 on block. That's why Ghost Police is able to go for that down 1 to confirm into another sword dance there. Nice combo here. Is this going to be enough to kill? The damage from Grodd is insane. It doesn't quite do it. He's looking for that little pixel. Gets it down the charge.
Upset about, and yeah, just like that. You only need practically 1 hit after a combo like that, and the game's yours.
Yeah, very nice indeed.
Very nice demonstration of the character too, who we all know Grodd is considered a low-tier character.
He is, yeah.
It's worth noting that Ghost Police lost to Thotslayer just before top 8, 3-0. I'm not sure if they're using the same characters or not, but, you know, straight into a rematch, I guess. They know each other well enough. Blue Beetle, speaking of characters that don't get enough of a showcase, The Blue Beetle, is going to be probably wanting. I'm not sure why he went Blue Beetle. I'm also not familiar with his use of the character, Ghost Police, that is. Few Fruit Loops shot, and it's a fantastic projectile. There's zero recovery, but Thotslayer being patient and ducking the Fruit Loops, and he jumps right over it. There's a down one. Blue Beetle, no thanks. There's a sweep, and Grod's going to answer back with big chest pounce and wake up with the shield. Why not?
It is safe on block, that shield bash from Blue Beetle. I believe it's -4 on block and has some invincibility. I'm not sure if it's fully invincible, but you know, if you can throw it out.
Might as well throw it out there. No reason not to. Again with the Fruit Loops, just a barrage right now. And meter burning, it does make it a mid, you can't suck that. And it will push it all the way back to Thotslayer now like to square one, and yeah, giving him a bit of trouble there.
Yeah, it looks like so far this has been a good choice. Even though part of Gorilla Grodd's trait is that he makes it immune to projectiles, he still struggles against zoning characters quite heavily, it seems, from what we've been hearing and seeing so far. Nice charge in. But basically just the change from a character like Robin, who is a very sort of neutral-driven character and likes to play footsies with his sword and all, to a character that can play this zoning game with these really fast projectiles. And look at the speed.
Even from the air too, great mobility on the part of Blue Beetle.
Yeah, absolutely.
As we're seeing now with the air projectiles. And let's just throw a few shields out there.
Yeah, just a few.
But
catches that
hoping to get some damage. Sexy looking combo right now.
Indeed.
And smashes the skull, hopefully.
Oh, and just leaps straight in over the Fruit Loops. I'm just going to call it that now because you've coined it. And the clash
Here's the clash.
I'm ready to brawl.
Decides to spend 2 bars. Deny him from getting as much, or to actually put some damage on him, actually.
It does catch him, but it's not a good enough answer for these Fruit Loops, which are insanely fast. Thotslayer getting a bit impatient there. Jumps right over it. Doesn't get to jump in, though. The low smash does connect. Good patience. Jumps right over it. And this could kill... Oh, no.
On the whiff punish on the shield passage. Is this going to be enough to restand into the reset? He does block it and blocks. Oh, gets caught by the forward free.
Scary situation. Definitely high pressure. The switch paid off for Ghost Police. Rather unfortunate for Thotslayer. He probably felt that close to it. But we're going to go into a third game. Hopefully, Thotslayer comes up with an answer, or maybe even a character change.
You know what's interesting about this is that the last time we saw these two players, Ghost Police, like I mentioned before, he was a Firestorm player. He's been a Firestorm player since, I believe, the preliminary event. And Thotslayer, an Ivy player through and through since the game's dropped. So it's interesting to see them playing two different characters now.
And we're going to go home to Poison Ivy.
We are. It's a nice home. I like it, being a Poison Ivy player.
Yeah. I don't want to be too biased, but I did have to, I'm not going to say suffer, but at least face Thotslayer's Poison Ivy earlier this tournament. And let's see if it pays off for him against Blue Beetle. And now Ghost Police Blue Beetle. He's going to go straight there, and there's a sweep. Again, at it with the zoning, but no, he's going to get right up close and he's going to grab as well. Meter burn Fruit Loop. And Thotslayer's going to trade up the little gremlin.
Nice, he's getting some good reads on his, using the interactable to jump out there and just catching him with the anti-air Fruit Loops, as you keep calling them.
He actually
doesn't connect.
Which I believe she takes less damage, maybe less chip damage.
She takes less damage on hit, and it completely eliminates chip damage. So, nice use of the trait there to keep that safe. Gets the combo, and that's confirmed. Bark skin.
Just great air mobility. Some good spacing from these two. They flash in the air. Both of them Happy to keep a distance, but the great down 2 from Thotslayer.
Can we get some props for that? The amazing throw tech into the down 2 on a read. Ivy's down 2, 20 frames, so slow that you can't really use it on reaction.
Yeah.
Just reads the jump in and gets a combo for his shovels. Repositions his opponent in the corner as well. So smart.
So Police using that float, try and get in. Back to the zoning game is decided. Meter burns a Fruit Loop. Can't duck that once again. Thotslayer being incredibly patient here. He definitely wants to get in right now. He also has full trait to work with, and the shield bash just...
Yeah, very nice. It's such a hard game that you have to play to move in on Blue Beetle because those projectiles are so fast. They don't have much recovery, and once you get close enough, you're going to have to contest with that shield bash, which is safe on block.
Yeah, and it will push him back as well, so...
Yeah, absolutely. Right now, though, Thotslayer
overhead there's a cheeky low in that string, which Ghost Police seems to be aware of. More projectiles. The Gremlin's out. He's munting away. I believe it's your 5 hit, and you better hold that. There's the overhead.
No clash coming out yet.
And that will take it. No clash from Ghost Police. You can clash the meter burn vine.
Yeah, you can. You can clash the second hit of it, absolutely. Really interesting, though, because he did have the lead there on the meter. He had 2 bars to Thotslayer's 1. Not sure why he didn't clash, but
nonetheless,
sometimes these things slip our mind.
Yeah. Nonetheless, Thotslayer, I believe now, it's going to be 2-1.
Yes, I believe. 1 with Gorilla Grodd and 1 with Ivy, yes.
Yeah. Well, hovering over Black Adam. Character I do expect to see tonight.
We may see Black Adam. I'm loving how we're getting to see more characters, not just like generally seeing more characters because of different players coming along, but the players that we've seen before are now pulling out like 2 or 3 more characters than they've had before, so it's nice to see.
Yeah, it is very nice to see some representation for the whole cast. Hopefully we get to see some Red Hood tonight for the first time. I believe it's legal.
Yeah. Now this is going to be an interesting one just because Ghost Police has decided to go back to Robin. I do believe this is a matchup that Ivy wins. I don't think it's that easy for Robin, but we'll see. He does get the first hit with the down 1. Nice, the trait not trait cancel, sorry. The hammer cancel, yeah, the yo-yo cancel. That's confirmed. Doesn't get a combo though.
I think it's a full combo. Blocks the overhead.
No whiff punch.
Just whiffing. And we're going to get a full combo from Thotslayer. Traits up. The Gremlin's out. You better block that stun. He's doing a good job of avoiding it, actually. There's the Meter Bird Sword Dance. Restand with the charge. You better block that Batarang too. Uses the trait. Great use of the trait for a sexy corner combo into a setup. And Ivy gets out of there using that interactable very well.
Yeah, he doesn't want any of that right now. The full screen kick of the container. Robin has not skipped leg day. He's just going to kick that full screen. Nice throw there.
Lost the vine, which is unsafe up close. Going to take the first life bar. An interesting showing with Robin right now.
Yeah, definitely. If he does lose this game, Thotslayer, he still does have the option to change one more time.
He does have a bit of wiggle room.
Oh, it doesn't quite catch him.
There's that cheeky low once again. Pays off. Meter Bird roll through Poison Ivy. And a good air escape. Who doesn't manage to get the restand. There's the sweep. And Gremlin is back out. You better hold all of this, son. You got vines. You got, the Gremlin spewing at you. Not much you can do because
That's the wake up there.
No kiss, we get a slap instead, put you in the corner, and ends in the Batarang. There's the clash finally. I believe Thotslayer has the meter advantage. Yes, he does. Gonna spend them both. Ghost Police trying to hold on to that bar. And that's exactly why, because he's gonna roll straight through, gets a grab. Almost comboed off the Batarang.
And it's like the third time he's caught him with that mix-up, the overhead sword, the low trait. He's not blocking that.
Really good answer from Ghost Police. Going back to Robin. So it's now 2-2. Thotslayer, he can switch if he chooses to. The Ivy pick wasn't doing that bad for him. Looks like he wants to go back home to Harambe. Gorilla Grodd, excuse me. Sorry. Never forget.
I mean, that's looking like the smart choice, honestly, to go back to Gorilla Grodd at this point. It did him wonders in that first game. It caused from Robin to Blue Beetle. So
he wants to stick with Ivy.
Yeah, not sure about this. But
it's always good in this sort of format with the King of the Hill. Between each match, the players, when they're choosing their character, even if they go to the same character, they have a bit of time to just stop and think, you know, maybe what else could they be doing with the same character? Don't even need to change. Here we go. This is game 5. There's the low. Some daggers. And isn't going to convert into a full combo. Instead, he's going to get the Gremlin out. Look at these combos, son. We got Spew, we got Vines. And Ghost Police doing a good job of getting in, but does get hit by the overhead. There's the background bounce. And almost a full combo from Thotslayer. Knocked him down. You're in the corner, mate. Doesn't block the second Vine. It is frustrating. I don't blame him. And there's the first life. Near perfect for Thotslayer. Yeah. There's a yo-yo. No switch to Gorilla Grodd needed. Gets tagged by the overhead. There's the Batarang setup with the grab. And a really good forward 3. That's a tight link up from the Meterburn Vine. Here's the trait.
Doesn't
and a really good conversion from the Meterburn Sword Band. There's that interactable. You better get away from there because that thing will explode. Ends in the trait this time. I believe that one, it's a low and you can call it at any time. No whiff punish from Thotslayer. Ghost Police sitting tight right now. Sends the Gremlin towards him. That's a low. Meterburn rolls in. And he's trying to get some damage on the table right now.
On the whiff on the Armored Factory, that was insane. Nice jump too, catches him, and there's the flash. Thotslayer still sitting on his his first health bar, just a little bit left. Spends the 2 bars on the side of Ghost Police to get his health back. It's looking bad for him right now. He gets pushed towards the corner. This is where Ivy can do some work. Pops the trait.
Here we go with the trait.
Oh, the throw tech.
I'm not sure if the throw tech does the throw tech take the trait away.
The throw tech did take away the trait just there, yes. Unfortunately, he's not going to have enough life to survive.
Impressive play from both. We went to game 5. Saw a lot of characters come out. But it will ultimately be Thotslayer 6699. Using his coveted Poison Ivy to take that W.
Yeah, indeed. Very well played there. It was a nice adjustment from that first game where they had, the first match previous to this one where they had Ivy versus Robin, and it was looking bad for Thotslayer, but obviously he figured out what he wanted to do and just did that instead of what he did in the game that he lost.
And nice. Even considering the previous set, which obviously was not on stream, that these two had with Thotslayer going up 3-0, nothing to be ashamed of on the part of Ghost Police, who did have an impressive showing in that set.
Yeah, absolutely. I believe our next match is going to be Castiel versus Thotslayer on the winner's side, and then after that we are going to swap over to the loser's side of the bracket. But I believe before we do that, we're going to go to a quick break.
Yeah, that's exactly it. So our next match on the bracket is going to be Jam Castiel versus Thotslayer in the winner's bracket semi-final. And you're absolutely right, Myri. We're going to go to a quick 3-minute break while we set up for the next match. So don't go away, ladies and gentlemen. We'll be right back.